7.5. Big Dev has represented USA internationally, broken world record in the bench press discipline. Here today to earn his spot in Team USA for Germany, 3-lift worlds.
Yeah, of course, placed second last year at Nationals, but then first at NAPFs, and as you mentioned just there, benched that world record of 261. Big contender today.
Depth for sure. A lot of room left.
And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Big Dev, a monster man, but if you stop him in the hall, he's as nice a guy as you're going to meet.
Absolutely, and you know, definitely the favorite to win, but has to stay under the ball, because if he misses a couple lifts, Reagan Henderson definitely has an opportunity to jump up there.
300 kilos for Reagan, and you're 100% right. If you do your scouting reports, Reagan's prep has gone very well leading into these national championships. And if Devin is not on top form, it might be Reagan representing USA at the World Championships.
Very comfortable opener for Reagan. And a good lift.
Been competing in the game longer than most of his spotters have been alive.
Yeah, has competed internationally multiple times. Took a bit of a break between 2016 and 2022, but back now. Looking forward to seeing what he can put up today.
He's a veteran in the game, but his prep, again, very good going into this championship.
Very nice clean squat that Mike has. 2 to 1, a good lift.
The Open was a highly anticipated showdown of the 105s. Put everybody on notice. Jaden Edwards goes by the nickname Juice, 320.
Yeah, reigning junior national champion and placed second at Junior Worlds. He's been doing some big things in training heading into this.
And he's a small 120, weighing in at 113.9.
Yeah, so could definitely eat into this. I'm excited to see what he puts up. A definite contender for podium.
A David versus Goliath. Makes easy work of 320, though. And he's a contender.
Yeah, he absolutely is. You know, like we said, could rival Reagan. I mean, Devin with a personal best squat of 340. Again, still a little way under that, and can't imagine we'll get too close to that with the jump we've seen from first to second, Ryan. Perhaps the opener being a little more difficult than anticipated.
Coming into this, Devin had things that had disrupted his training.
His work, but it manages to keep the bar moving.
3 white lights and 320 kilos.
Yeah, already 10 kilos under his PR here. Perhaps looking to have a PR day, and he would definitely need it if he is trying to put that pressure on Devin, as I'm sure he is.
Coming in, his platform best is 920, but I've seen him in prep do 940. If he could build upon that, he's got an opportunity.
And that's a little bit more dangerous for Devin.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more work as expected.
Yeah, so Halo's 320, 330 is his personal best. The Shearer, 325 for his second attempt.
Mike opened at 688, makes the jump to 716.
Mike T looking to grab another 12.5 kilos.
Yeah, and Mike being one of the bigger pullers in the class as well.
Slow and steady. Squad has been loyal in prep for this competition.
That is a good lift, 3 white lights. Again, if Mike is able to go 6 for 6, he's in a really threatening position with a PR deadlift of 377.5.
Jaden Edwards, 345. 25 kilo jump and squat.
Yeah, and leaving him 7.5 kilos off of his best. Like we said, he's light, he has the body weight advantage, and it also means that he was able to eat into the competition, probably eat this morning during the day without any issue. Still moving pretty smooth for Jaden.
Yeah, considering that's a 25 kilo jump. Devin, 317.5, 5 kilo jump. As we look on the forecast, this is going to be neck and neck for who's going to represent Team USA in the 120 category.
And it's going to really benefit Devin going 3 for 3 on squats here.
Oh, and it's all heart for Devin right now.
Big smile there, and I think got the kilos he needed out of the day from his squat.
3 for 3 in the squats.
And again, while squat is obviously diminished from his top form, bench press has looked reliable in training, and he's going to need it because Regan is on point, 327.5.
Yeah, just under his best of 330, but having the foresight, being able to see what Devin is doing, knows he doesn't need to necessarily hit a PR, although wants to get as many kilos, especially knowing how far ahead Devin is in that bench press.
He does have the deadlift advantage.
There it is.
Yeah, you know, in terms of the handling for Regan, I think they are paying attention to Devin, and you got to be careful at the national championships, and sometimes you roll the dice. 330, I can't fault him for that. 332.5, Mike Teixeira. This is a big squat for Mike. Mike really starting to return to form to his prime days. Getting closer and closer.
Yeah, and absolutely a contender for a podium position today.
Yeah, particularly on this day. There's a bit of a shakeup in the 120s. Last year's national champion, Bob Matthews, not in the mix. Last year's runner-up, Devin Williams, will be a little lower on his numbers, so it's almost anybody's game, the entire podium.
Yeah, not just looking for a ticket to Worlds, but also NAPFs in July and SBD Austin in November.
Oh, nice execution by Mike T.
Yeah, and you can see the experience there with how he executed that.
5. Amelia, what is his previous personal best?
Well, that would be 352.5, so looking to add another 12.5 kilos onto that.
And this is where, if you're trying to scout for these events, guys like Jaden could surprise you.
Yeah, and look, it's not a runaway competition today. He absolutely could vie for that top spot, should all go well for him.
Top spot, second, third, again, many pathways available. Oh, just a little too much. Nice catch once again by the spotters and loaders. I like to give them props when they do it. Oftentimes, you only notice them if something goes.
Could be a podium threat, especially with Jaden Edwards missing his final squat.
Yeah, we have several lifters hovering around that podium. Looking to reach and pull themselves up onto it. Mike is one of them.
Yeah, and I imagine the podium would likely look 930 and up.
Easy work.
Yeah, clips the rack a little bit, but it doesn't cause him really any issues. And a good lift, 3 white lights.
Our next weight, 200 kilos for 40 for Jaden Edwards, Barcelona.
Jaden Juice Edwards, 200 kilos even.
Opening on his PR, like we said, has made some tremendous progress since coming into the Open. There's still plenty of room to grow into it, weighing 113.93. Lost a few kilos on that final squat, looking to make up for it here. It's not his PB anymore.
3 white lights. Regan Henderson, 202.5 for his opening bench press.
Regan opening a little off his best of 220, but we'll see how this moves, how he paces himself. Of course, he's never going to be benching after Devin.
Whoa, okay, well, he's on pace.
Yeah, and as we said, open conservative, make those bigger jumps, and that looks like what Regan...
Devin Williams, 242.5.
Huge opening bench.
Huge opening bench from Devin. Of course, as we mentioned before, holds the world record at 261.
Easy work at 242.5.
No respect, no problem.
Might we see an unofficial world record here today?
A reasonable 10-kilo jump here for Mike. Should he pace himself well? People are missing a good spot for pushing that podium. Seems likely.
Ten kilos handled well. Are you thinking another 10 kilos, Amelia?
I think another 10 kilos is completely justified there. Like I said, the most important thing for him at this point is to keep making lifts, because as the people around him are missing, that's going to really set him apart.
Jaden Edwards, 210 kilos.
Like we said before, Jaden opened on his personal best of 200, so 210, of course, already a 10-kilo PR should he make it, and 200 was very, very comfortable.
Ooh, something happened there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, and
He looks a little confused too. Yeah.
And when I saw him set up for his 12.5 kilo jump here, getting closer to that 220 that he has as his PR, pacing himself very nicely. Currently hasn't missed a lift. 4 for 4.
I think we're going to see a PR attempt for Regan.
Yeah, I would be extremely surprised if we did.
255 for Devin Williams. 12.5 kilo jump. And we are getting close. 261 is his personal best. That was the world record. Takes another attempt at it. If you look at the forecast here, Jaden, in a battle to get onto the podium, just 2.5 kilos above Brennan. Mike DeSure, not too far behind himself, 7.5 kilos. Very, very close for these medals. This is a very pivotal 10 kilos for Jaden Edwards. Oh, just a little too much. And again, the battle stays close. He had an opportunity to perhaps put 10 kilos between him and some of the other contenders.
And that really surprises me, Ryan, based off how that 200 moved. What do you think happened there?
Yeah, I am not entirely sure. Like, I agree with you. 200 kilos, 210 seem reasonable. And now Mike DeSure has an opportunity, grab 7.5 kilos, mitigate this deficit he's facing, and possibly get on the podium.
And like we said, you said he could do 10, and I said they may go more conservative as everyone is missing, or a lot of people are missing around him. So 7.5 kilos guaranteed is looking very good, giving him a 6 for 6 heading into deadlifts.
Yeah, if 10 kilos is around 50-50, we're getting close to 75% success rate here. And
that is the right number for sure.
Oh, my goodness, that was that passes. That was right on the money.
Unfortunately, gets 2 blues, and Matt Gary goes to the jury.
It's definitely worth the conversation. I mean, when you're this close.
Yeah, and they are reviewing it right now.
220, Reagan Henderson.
And unfortunately, it will stay in no lift for Mike Shura.
Five more kilos for Reagan.
Yeah, matching his personal best there. Like we said, with people missing, going 6 for 6, heading into deadlifts is a much more dangerous weapon than the extra couple kilos he could have risked. Rondell, but the current holder himself, Devin Williams.
Devin Williams, 263. This is an American record and obviously an unofficial world record. Back to back, we got ourselves a good old-fashioned bench battle with 2 of the world's best.
8 kilo jump, 2 kilos above his world record. Wow. And 2 huge benches, an unofficial world record from Devin.
Just
and of course, the largest deadlift in the flight belonging to Rondell Hunt.
And that's a fact. Now, I don't know where we're going to end up with Rondell. We've seen him pull in the gym, 425, expecting well below that today. But I think he's going to take some big jumps. Opening with 330 is rather light for him.
Reagan looking to push Devin as much as he can.
Nice pull by Reagan. Yeah, Devin at this 6. Yeah, that's... You're right, though. That's to only be 3 for 6 and be that close with a bit of a different attempt selection. How many more kilos he might have had on there? 330 for Devin Williams. Now, and here's Jaden Juice Edwards, 335.
Jaden with a 365 PR.
Now, despite the misses earlier, all is well that ends well. If he could hit all 3 deadlifts, he might find himself on a podium.
Yeah, and as we said before, has weight advantage by quite some way.
And that is an advantage. He only has to tie. Tie goes to the lighter man, and he's a lighter man by a long shot. 335. Smooth, snappy, almost dismisses it as he walks away.
Yeah, but he couldn't hide that cheeky smile as he locked it out. He was happy with that, how that moved.
Mike Desher, 337.5. Look at these 3 legends in one shot. What year is it?
Yeah, Mike also pushing for that podium position, just narrowly missing out on those 7.5 kilos on bench for downwards movement.
Yeah, and that 212.5 was on that final bench ever so close. I've seen Mike's preparations for this national championship, expecting this to be pretty quick. Seen him pull 365 in training.
That's classic Mike
Yeah.
T setup there. And a good lift, 3 white lights. I would say the first time I saw him set up like that, I thought he just couldn't pick it up.
Oh my God, what happened?
And then up it flew.
Dirts himself.
And 350 on the bar, and we're not even halfway through second attempts. To have some context of how many huge pulls are in this flight.
Regan Henderson with 350. And it's smooth and easy. And of course, so if Devin
20 plus classes, that issue at lockout.
Devin Williams, 352.5. And Devin, while his squat came down, bench press was there, deadlift looks to be on point, and he's really starting to convince the other American 120s, battle amongst yourselves for silver and bronze. Gold is mine. I'm going to Germany.
Yeah, and should he get this, he secures it. If not, obviously leaves the door open for Regan if he wants to push that final deadlift up. So he needs this to secure that ticket, really.
Oh, and there's more.
There we go. That's all he needed, though.
Yeah, there's more. If he needs to discourage these young men, he could do it.
Looking at the forecasted totals, I can't see a world where anybody could reach him now. So,
especially with how that looked.
yeah, exactly. If it was limit lift, but even with that, you know, he's so far ahead. The fight is now very much for silver and for bronze, and Jaden very much in the mix. That's still missing 1 squat and 2 benches. Incredible the fact that he can still fight for those positions.
20 kilos he could add on to his total and end up at 900 kilos even after the second round of pulls with 1 more round to go.
This would give him a 900 kilo total. Wow, and plenty left in the tank.
And Juice is making a threat for that podium.
Yeah.
Pan to Mike T.
And could you imagine what Jaden Edwards would look like on a 9 for 9 day?
Mike trying to close in on these young men. 355.
He is currently in 5th place. Bars loaded.
Mike trying to put the pressure on Regan. We've seen Mike pull 377.5 kilos before. Let's see what he needs today and what he has today.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is he'll be around what we've seen in training where he's about 365. Look for him to potentially break world records on the bench press, medals. Who knows how far he could take it. Tons of potential in Big Dev.
Yeah, and did a great job of securing that title in his second deadlift, really making the rest of the competitors chase for that silver, for that bronze, new national champion. Great day.
Yeah, he had more on that deadlift as well. And I tell you what, couldn't happen to a nicer guy as Devin. Thanks the refs. And again, unless a miracle happens, Devin, we will see you in Germany.
And with a lead like that, knowing you've taken the title, there's no need to push that final deadlift as far. So close that you may fail it. He's in a great position now.
Mike T, if he hits 365, and I think this is a good call. Like I said, I've seen him hit this in training. Matt Gary handling him, doing an excellent job with Mike T. All of these lifts should be in reason, but right on the max.
Yeah, I believe pulls him into silver for the time being.
With a 902, that's right. Forcing the hand of the younger men to try to push him from silver to bronze and possibly off the podium. Let's see. He needs these 10 kilos.
Puts the pressure on Reagan and Jaden. And he's still moving in. Wow.
He's fighting through, and look at that. Mike T says, it's up to you to take it from me, young men. It's up to you to take it from me.
And it takes years of experience to pull through.
And Reagan Henderson with 372.5 will end off with 920 should he hit this. Obviously, a lot more than he needs to bypass Mike T at 902.5.
Yeah, but I think the coach, having seen Jaden Edwards' second attempt, knows that he has that jump in him, so needs to make it difficult for Jaden Edwards, making sure Jaden cannot drop. Has to pull that final pull.
Yeah, because Jaden also loading up for a 920 total with his final pull, and Jaden, obviously, Juice, has a lighter body weight. I think you're right, Amelia. Oh, got a little wonky on him.
Just, yeah, shifted to the side, and when it starts moving like that, very, very few people, if anyone, can get that through.
Jaden up next. Drops the final deadlift to 372.5. This will give him a 917.5. He'll move from bronze medal to second place, nudging past, well, not nudging past, he'll
flying past.
Fly past, thank you, Mike T.
They don't need this much weight on the bar to get past Mike T.
But he can't drop below Reagan, so
no, exactly.
His hand is forced. It is what it is.
Yeah, they would have had to assume that Reagan was going to make that, and they had to pull afterwards. But the 355 was very comfortable. 372.5, the 7.5 kilo PR on his deadlift.
It looks like Mike T will finish on the podium. So will Juice, but what color will the medals be? We're about to find out. Whoa! And that was fast and snappy as Juice, Jaden Edwards, takes the silver medal and poses the question, where would he have been if he tightens up the, almost had to say, let's take a look at the standings here. That is coming to a closure, but the standings for 120, Devin Williams from going all the way to 945.5 from a shaky squat event to a very solid deadlift and grabbing an unofficial world record in between. Juice